Welcome back to Kerbal Space Explosion! Last time on Kerbal Space Explosion, we took the tumbler to the moon, our super science rover lander launcher thingy-majob. We bazookaed it up to the moon, and we drove around. I think I landed somewhere around here in this area. And we drove all the way up here, and planted a flag, took some science, drove into this crater, planted a flag, took some science, and then drove all the way over here to this big guy. Planted a flag, did some science. That trip from here to there took me several hours, like 4 or 5 to drive that far. Plus I had to reload several times when the thing crashed or flew into the air or exploded or whatever. It took a long time, but we got quite a bit of science, more than 1,000. I think I'm sitting at around close to 1,400 science right now. We got a lot of science. If I had to do it over, I would do it differently. I would send up a ship that gets into orbit around the moon and then splits off into maybe 6 or 7 very small landers, each with one Kerbal dude in it. So one Kerbal guy per lander, 6 or 7, splits up, and then each one lands in a different area. So like one in this crater, one up here, one over here, one over there, etc. And then we get all the science from there, and then they independently, one by one, fly back to Kerbin and get all that science. If I had to do that again, that's how I'd do it. And next time we need a big chunk of science, that's how we're gonna do it. Or that's how I plan to do it, at least at this point. Because eventually, I would like to go to Eve. That's my next interplanetary goal. Eve is over here, and it has a moon gilly. Eve has higher gravity than Kerbin, and a thicker atmosphere, and the atmosphere extends further up into the air. So it's very hard to get off of once you get there. It's going to be a big challenge, and I want to send a multi-stage rocket there with a lander to land on Gilly, and then probably a space plane, maybe, to land on Eve. I'm not sure. But we're going to need to learn how to do a number of things. Namely, we need to figure out docking so we can refuel our stuff. So I think that's probably what we need to do next. I've got 1376 science. We need to figure out docking so that we can refuel our stuff and so that we can connect up the different parts of that future mission in orbit and send it off to Eve. So with that in mind, I definitely want the atomic rocket motor. This thing, look at that, ISP and vacuum, 800. That is way higher than the one I've been using, which I think does 3 something. It's more than twice as good. It's awesome. So we want that. Research. Hey, wait a second. Oh, I thought I'd be able to... Oh, wait. Huh? Who? I thought I'd be able to get this. Why cannot I get? I thought for sure I'd be able to get that, and it doesn't seem to want to let me. What do we have here? I wonder if I have to get this, and they're going to link up to there like that. Couple of module. I wasn't planning on taking this one. Mark II lander can. RCS fuel tank. I think that's what we may have to do, though. What's this one? This is the one I wanted to get because it has various attachments for space stations. It's got a Clampetron Jr., a radial attachment point. It's got the stack separator. I think that's the big one. But it's got another stack separator. The quad coupler is nice. Another girder. Oh, this is the big stack separator. That's got some good parts, which I'd like to have for the space station. I eventually want to unlock these, but I think we'll do that after our moon mission to get a bunch of science. The Gigantor solar arrays would also be good for the space station. Now this right here, this would be awesome for getting lots of science because we already realized that we could get, where is it? We could get a lot of science with the accelerometer. And I think we could put one of these on each lander as well and get even more science for that moon mission. So I'm wondering if maybe in the short term it's better for me to unlock this so that when I do that mission to the moon, we can get more science and then unlock more stuff. Maybe that's a good idea. Let's do that. And now I have 526 left. So even if I wanted to, I can't unlock this tier. I'm thinking that instead of getting this just now, let's go ahead and see what happens if we get this. Large RCS fuel tank, another lander can, and a cupola module. Let's see what happens. Aha, okay, so that's what I thought. And this one, oh, this one doesn't even connect to there. Look at that. Okay, I see. All right. And there it is, the mainsail. That's what I want. 1,500 engine max power. That gets you out of the atmosphere. And the big orange tank, which is reminiscent of a lot of historical launches use a big orange tank like that. If you want to know about science, go watch Kurt or Scott Manley or something. Don't watch it for here. Okay, now this is what I want for space stations. The multi-point connector. We've got a tri-adapter, quad adapter, lots of adapter things. Inline clampetron. So I'm thinking maybe we will try to get the hang of docking and just make something where we can refuel. And then later down the road, when we have this guy and these guys, we'll try to make... Oh, and also, when we have the big solar array, we'll make some big, silly explosion station thing. Once we have all that stuff. So we did unlock some stuff, and we're out of science. So I guess probably the next step is to try to... Let's try to dock something again, and we'll try to do something smaller this time so that it's a little less cumbersome to pilot around. All right, here we go. Let's do a countdown. I haven't done one of those in a little while. 5, 4, 3, 2... Oh, crap! Launched too early. Okay, so this is the explosion... What did I call it? Explosion fuel? S. Mark II, because it's small. The last time I tried to dock something, I launched this big fuel tank that had 4 times the amount of fuel as this tank. This tank has 1,600 fuel total. And I launched something 4 times that. Very heavy, very ponderous. And we're going to try to get this in orbit, and then we're going to launch a duplicate and try to get them to dock together. We got a lot of docking port options. We have one up here on the top. Then there's 2 on the side. We've got some solar panels. I also have a lot more monopropellant. Oops, I think I forgot to... I should have ditched that one earlier. Oh well, I wasn't really paying attention. We're going to have some fuel to spare, though, I think. So it's all right if I screw up a little bit. Let's start our turn just before our next stage. Let's get over here. We can get rid of those. We had an extra stage there. Oh, that's because of the fuel tanks I released via the command group instead of the space bar. Okay, so we're going to get this guy up into orbit. Yeah, we've got some monopropellant on the guy we're going to leave in space. Monopropellant on the guy that's going to drive it around. And this time I put the lander can, whatever. I used the big one because it has more torque. And I put it underneath the thing so that we can drive it a little more intuitively instead of having the thing on top and then having to spin it around and whatnot. I think this will be a little bit easier. Let's, what are we doing here? Let's look. 51 seconds, 52 seconds. Okay, let's turn over quite a bit more now. We can probably go at least to 45 degrees. Get rid of those. And we will keep accelerating. Yes, yes. Okay, good. And if we can get these to dock up, then I will try something a little bit bigger. And then after that, I guess we can move on to phase 2, which is to test some other ideas for the future much more complex mission to Eve. More complex than things I've done previously, because of how many different things we're going to have to dock up together. We're going to have something to land on Eve, something to land on Gilly. Then we're going to have kind of a frame for them all to connect together on. And then we're going to have like the rocket ship or whatever that's going to take them to there. But before that, we'll probably do another mission to the moon, and we'll make a multi-lander rocket to get there, so that we can get a lot of science, get the mainsail and some of the jet parts, so we can experiment more with jets. Okay, let's go. I think I'm going to go up to 100. You can see the orbit is clean. I undocked my previous attempts because they were sort of... well, they had fuel. They had plenty of fuel, but they were sort of cluttering up the place. Okay, here we go. Getting close to 100 kilometers. Anyway, I'm going to get this guy in a stable 100 by 100 100 kilometers by 100 kilometers orbit. And then we'll launch a duplicate and try to rendezvous. All right, the first section is in orbit. We're ready to launch the second. So here it is. It is at 100,094 meters. Pretty good. I'm not sure exactly where it should be relative to me in order to make this line up the best. So if it gets ahead of us, we will go beneath 100 kilometers. If it gets behind us, we'll go above it. So SAS on, throttle up, and let's keep an eye on that fuel tank this time. That's the one we're looking at, and that is set to Action Group 2. Very handy feature, because sometimes I'm not sure, depending on how I do the throttle, the boosters may end first. I suppose I could just go ahead and stage this one first, because it does run out pretty quickly. I don't know why I just quite decided to do this, do it this way. And then we're just going to end up with an empty stage, because this definitely does empty out. There we go. It definitely empties out before the boosters, so I probably should just reorganize that, and then we're going to have an empty slot right there. I can't seem to get rid of it, though, while we're in mid-flight. Okay, and there it is. We're going to be catching up to it. Let's get some cool cinematic shots. Oh, look at that. Looks like a pair of dice, or one die. Right, we're getting up. No, don't turn over yet. Not yet. Drop those. Keep accelerating. Keep accelerating. We're up above 200, but we're close enough to 10K in altitude that whatevers. Get rid of those. Okay, roll over. Roll over, Rover. To about 45 degrees is this spot right here. I want to make sure my acceleration keeps on going up quickly. All right, lovely. What's our relative position? Looks like we're going to be behind it. So we're going to have to get into a lower orbit to start off. And looks like I need to have a little bit more lead time. Maybe it should be farther back here. We'll just figure it out as we go. I probably could have looked it up on a website, but I prefer to experiment in the actual game and figure it out on my own. If the game had some sort of mechanism to sort of tell you that with the maneuvers and whatnot, I would use that, but it doesn't. Okay, apoapsis is increasing. It's getting farther and farther away, which is good, which means we're accelerating nicely, and it means I can turn over more. Yeah, we did not give that nearly enough lead time. We're going to have to go down to a lower orbit and then wait for the two orbits to sync up. Let's drop those. Pay attention to what you're doing. You're being inefficient. Being inefficient. Let's see, and we don't want this to drop down too low, so let's actually go, let's keep it right at the 45-degree mark. And keep that guy burning. No, no, no! Stay putski. I should name a rocket that sometime, because they always seem to just... Oh, okay, now it's stay putski. It's not moving at all. Good. I don't have to touch anything. It's flying itself, more or less. Maybe we should set this as a target. I wonder what our ascending and descending. 3 degrees. Uh-oh. Okay, we'll have to... we will fix that once we get into actual orbit. Yeah, we will worry about that later. I'm more concerned with actually getting this guy into a lower orbit and then catching up enough. So we'll probably go to around, maybe, let's say 85, and then we'll get a little bit closer and go up to 90, then maybe 95. Maybe we'll do it all in one jump. But I definitely need to fix up that ascending-descending situation. Okay, now at this point we could probably tip over a little bit more. Orbital speed, 1,300 meters per second. Yeah! I don't know why that number in particular is exciting, but we're going fast, and that's fun. Okay, as soon as this gets to 85, let's go ahead and tip over more. Tip over, Red Rover. And we'll just follow the direction we're going, and we'll keep thrusting that way. Okay, we're getting close to our mark. So I'm going to go over all the way at this point. And we will slowly get there. And uh-oh. No, that's not good. Oh, wow. Yeah, one of these orbits is way off. I think it's this one currently. Look how off that is. We're going to have to fix that. Let's go up this way some. Will this fix it or make it worse? 2.7. 2.8. That's getting worse. 2.8. 2.7. Now it's getting better. Okay, let's fix it while we can. We're going to go up a little higher so that I can... Okay, stop. Stop, stop. Now we need to get into a proper orbit. I will fix the ascending descending node later. We're going to have to do a special burn for that. We're going to get this guy into orbit. And I'll resume recording once we've gotten both guys into orbit successfully. Second ship with its crew complement of 3 is in orbit. And I've got a maneuver set up right here in a little less than 5 minutes. We are currently sitting at, let's see, a little less than 90 kilometers. Orbiting around Kerbal. And we need to get up to 100. That's what this maneuver is going to do. It's only 3 seconds. It's going to be very finicky. And if I do it right, it'll get us down to 0.7 kilometers. And then once we're there, we'll try to fix the orbit and kill off any... what do you call it? Relative speed with our target. Relative speed, that's what I'm trying to think. Okay, so here we go. Let's get a little closer. And then I'm going to quick save in case I mess it up once we're close to it. Once we're, let's say, I don't know, a minute or so out because I'm pretty close to the target. Let's go a little faster. Okay, right here. Let's quick save right there. We're going 1x speed. Quick save. Get back on target. There we go. Now this is such a finicky maneuver that I'm going to do the whole thing from the orbital map just so we can watch what our orbit is doing. We don't have long enough to make it cinematic and watch the thing from space. So let's actually go ahead and switch. All right, here we go. Let's speed up a little bit. I'm getting impatient. And since it's so finicky, I'm not going to do it full strength. It's only 3 seconds, so I'm going to start at around 10 seconds out with very low throttle. Right here, right there. Okay, get back on target. Get up, throttle. There we go. We want this cyan here to match up with this kind of muddy looking orange. And that should be good if they do. Let's see what we do. That looks pretty good. Okay, let's kill off this. Let's get rid of that. All right, so what does this say? Is this going to keep... Okay, let's see if we can keep making that smaller. And I don't want my... Okay, my apoapsis. I don't want that to go any higher. Or much higher than we want to go, because we want to make the orbit perfect. But I think that is a pretty good job. That's... Whoa! Okay, zoomed in a little too much. The camera is very sensitive when you're that far away. Let's see. So once we get there, how far away is that? 15 minutes. Oh boy, how far are we right now? We are currently 43 kilometers. That's going to be descending the whole time. Whew. Once I've done this 2 or 3 times, it's going to be no big deal. But because I failed so miserably last time, I'm a little bit more tense about it. Once you do things a few times, you kind of get the hang of it. And you know what to expect. And I'm sure that's the case with this. Okay, I'm going to stop right here. Do another quick save. And, oh, what happened here? Oh, now it's the same. Huh. Something about my maneuver changed its estimations. And it's hard to... I want to make a maneuver. We are the greenish looking one. Come on. There. We'll just add a maneuver right there. And basically, we want to match our periapsis to their periapsis. Shoop. And then that will mean 5.3, 1.9. Okay, what's our periapsis is a little low. Where's our apoapsis? It's okay. And so way over here, we're only going to be at 10.9 kilometers. Let's move this over just a bit. No, let's move this way. Periapsis. 85. We want to bring that up to 100. And we want that to... Oh, okay, that's not good. We want the apoapsis to stay lower. So maybe we should be... Let's kill this. Let me try this again. Let me just try and think through this. Maybe we want to burn at the apoapsis, or maybe we just want to burn here, kill our relative speed. I'll try it both ways. Okay, so we have a target, and our difference in speed is 24 meters per second. People have told me, in order to dock, you want to get as close as possible, which is right here, half a kilometer, and kill off your relative speed, and that'll do it. Or at least get it to very close to 0, and then drift closer very slowly. And maybe that'll be enough. If that kills off our relative speed, let's see, is that our target's prograde? I'm not sure which, oh, yes. I just want to test this. If I burn in this direction towards them. Okay, it's increasing. Yeah, we want to spin around. They're coming towards us, I think. Because we're moving out? I don't know. I'm just kind of guessing at a lot of things. Once we've done it a bunch of times, it'll be no big deal. Yeah, okay, this is the, because it's got the big X there. I wonder if that's supposed to be an icon for an engine or something, like the bottom of your engine. I don't know. But we're going to wait till we get a little closer. We are currently 3 kilometers away. And my instinct is to make our orbit the same as theirs by burning at the apoapsis to bring our apoapsis up to where, or to bring our periapsis up to where theirs is. But people keep telling me just to worry about the target relative speed. So that's what we're going to do. 2.7 kilometers away. Let's get a little closer. And then we'll do that. We'll kill off the relative speed. Here we go. Here we go. We'll do it without a maneuver, I guess, because maybe it's not necessary. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know. It's all a mystery. It's all confusing. All right. This is about as good a place as any. We're going to be kind of parallel for a little bit. Oh, God, the sound effects. Crazy. Let's see. Where is our target? Where'd it go? Oh, it disappeared. There you are. No. Okay, now it's getting away. It's getting away. That's our relative speed we have to kill off, right? Okay, so I figured something out, finally. What I had been previously trying to do is kill off our target relative velocity with these pink markers. The target's retrograde and prograde. That's not how you do it. You use your own retrograde and prograde markers to kill off your relative velocity, then you burn towards the target or away from the target to get in closer. So first we have to do this. Is this gonna make it smaller or bigger? Okay, that's getting bigger. We need to go prograde, or retrograde. I was getting really frustrated because I was burning towards it and our relative velocity would decline a bit and then it would start going up and it would never get down to 0. I was getting really pissed off. But I think we have it now, or at least we have the next key in the chain. Okay, so if I burn this way, that's gonna just diminish. Okay, wibbly wobbly jibbly jabbly. Stay on target. Stay right there. And I'm going nice and low thrust. Don't need much. Yeah, and that is going all the way down. And then once we have our relative velocity down to essentially 0, or as close as I can get it, then, at that point, we can burn towards each other. Aha! See, once you figure out how to do one of these things, it becomes so much simpler all of a sudden. Let's come back here. He's trying to get away from me. Okay, 0.1 ms, meters per second. Quick save. Okay, I feel good about the world again. Let's have some solar panels to celebrate. And get some of my electric charge back. And I will probably put them back in before we dock, just in case. So now we want to burn towards our target. But we don't want to go too crazy. We don't want to go too ham because we are going to have to slow down before we get there. And we may have to do this stage a few times. Okay, stop rotating. Okay, there we go. So now, our relative velocities are pretty much matched up. Now we're gonna burn right for the guy, and see now, our prograde and their prograde are matched up in the same, aha! Light bulbs! Light bulbs. Let's get up to about 10 meters a second. That's good enough. And then rotate around to the other side. This guy isn't the... He's much more maneuverable than the other one, but he still rotates kind of slow. And since this is the first time... since I've never really done this successfully, this is hopefully the first time I've done it successfully. Let's just be conservative. And as we get better at this stuff, we'll be a bit more aggressive next time. Let's go ahead and get rid of those. They make me nervous. I'm going to break them off or something. We'll put them back out once we have docked up. If we dock up, I'm feeling much better about it now. That's like one of the things. Just wasn't making sense. How do I manipulate this to make it do what I want? And now I think I know. And to get us to match up, or to kill our target velocity, I'm going to burn prograde. I'm not going to move over to his prograde. And see, we're coming up. It looks like I'm a little bit over to the left. So we're going to let him get to within about 100. And then we're going to kill off that velocity. Maybe we can start slowing down. As he gets closer. Looks like we can burn off that speed pretty quickly when we choose to. Okay, let's see how close he gets. How you doing, buddy? Long time no see. Here we come. Where is our closest approach? It's declining, it's declining. It's gonna sail right by us. Looks like we're getting close. Let's go ahead and start burning. There we go. All right, I want that dead. I want it dead. Kill it. Kill it. Okay, down to 0.2. A little more. Okay, good enough. Excellent. Let's do another quick save to celebrate. All right. And let's look at our... Whoa, okay, it's freaking out. It's freaking out. But I think we're doing pretty good. Now, we need to do kind of the same thing. Burn towards it. Actually, at this point, maybe once we get just a little bit closer, we will start to use RCS. And then we're going to have to line up both of them. And we will do that next time on Kerbal Space Explosion. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you later. Take it easy. Have a good day. Bye-bye.